the plan today? To play down to a final table. Welcome back to Party Poker Live, Millions UK. This is day 3 of the main event from dusk till dawn in Nottingham, England. Welcome inside, everyone. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks in the broadcast booth. And Brent, everyone remaining is in the money and sights are set on that final table. Sam Grafton, Patrick Leonard heads up to this flop. Comes ace-ace-8 with 1 spade. Couple backdoor draws for Grafton. Patrick Leonard's 4s are best.
See if Grafton can piece this thing together. It looks to me like Leonard should have a lot of pairs that he's limp and then call the raise with.
15.
This sort of small C-bet likely to just print money, as Leonard going to give Sam Grafton a lot of respect for having an ace in his hand here to ISO from the small blind. Range advantage, Grafton.
Bet is 380K.
Oh.
Leonard will come along.
Yeah, a little sneaky, maybe. Obviously trying to rep that ace. We know a 4 is good if he hits it.
Turn is the deuce of diamonds.
And you can see Squid is not done. He says, no, I've got this. I'm going to rep ace king.
And bet 540,000.
And 40.
Again, small sizing. Dial back all the way pre-flop where his open was to 800,000. Look at this. Leonard just does not believe Squid.
Makes the call again.
Pretty remarkable. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and River's a full house. 4's full for Patrick Leonard.
And 2 barrels by Squid. Let's see if he just decides to give up. No way do I think that Patrick Leonard is folding a number of rivers here. The backdoor diamonds came home.
Grafton again. 3 barrels.
Grafton is,
Again,
again,
small.
he's just trying to tell that story that he has ace-king, and he's betting all 3 streets with it. Leonard now, for the times that is believable, improving to a full house, certainly should be going for more value with 4s full.
He'll use a time extension, granting him an additional 30 seconds to act. What sizing will he choose here? Another time bank used. Raises to almost 4.5 million.
What do you make? 4's full on the hand.
4,450,000 fold.
Sam even said his hand. You make 4s full on the end.
Button's good.
Yeah.
Pretty decent read, I would say, from Squid. Pretty decent pot, I would say, for Patrick Leonard, the Party Poker ambassador.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything, but
Played a lot easier.
Ace in the window. It comes ace-7-7. How
I
about
told
that?
you I love this call with ace-7 suited by the main event champion. He just
decent flop,
knows
I
when
would
he's going to
say.
flop
Yeah,
full houses.
intuition.
Just knows he's going to outflop the 2 jacks. Makes it look so easy.
Bet 300.
Grafton leads for 300K.
Let's watch the master, huh? Look at this. Little eye contact, little smirk.
15 seconds.
Makes the call. Another
Yeah, why
ace on the
not?
turn.
And now, this is ridiculous because it's going to be hard for Grafton to think, all right, what aces would Hossein call me with pre that he's not 3-betting? Would he really call with ace X suited? The answer is maybe yes some of the time. Hossein's sort of an old school player, goes with his gut.
Check on the turn. Oh yeah, just quads on the river for the World Series of Poker Main Event Champion.
What in the world? This is why you call with ace-7 suited pre. Look at this board.
Aces full of jacks
Grafton has
for Grafton. It's
absolutely-
quads for Hossein Ensan.
Absolutely no reason to believe that his hand isn't best. He's going to try and get value from worse full houses.
Yeah, we thought a pretty good flop for Hossein. 7's full, then he turned to aces full, then he rivered quads.
Look at this, the overbet $2 million. We know Hossein is simply going to put it in, and Grafton is going to have to shrug it. Say, what in the world?
How many people are going to make quads on me today?
The shove is for a bit over 3.4 million.
Every
How can you
ace
do it
in the
that
deck,
quick, say?
nearly every 7 in the deck.
You are committed. You have to call.
How much? So 1.4 million?
400 and
Yeah.
So 1.4
Rough start for Sam Grafton. He's run into some hands
Such a sicko.
to begin day 3. Does use a time extension.
I'm so happy when that ace came up.
There's just no bluffs here.
You heard Grafton.
No
he
full
was
deck
thrilled
rating.
when that
Yeah.
ace popped up. To
for
your
sure.
point,
In
on
his
the
mind,
river.
he was value betting against worse full
The
houses.
only thing is you're such an animal, you might actually bluff here. Like, you might think it's a chop.
You can see after 30 minutes how forward.
He's way too happy.
Okay, great. How bad do I run? That was the time bank I did.
another one.
Oh, okay.
Another time bank used.
That's a big It's a bit greedy for me.
Oh,
Does toss it into the muck.
Boss, just I can't look. I can't look. You can look.
All I can
can't.
say is I didn't see the hand.
Only for you.
Yoop with ace jack.
325.
It get a little bit scary, doesn't it, with a 7 and the
So you get through that on the river. You don't make it pull out.
And I haven't folded this yet in my life.
No.
I haven't folded.
Not what?
I have.
Not that tough.
King queen for Kevin in the small blind.
Pre-flop though. I folded, but not pre-flop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have to believe Rabbit Chow moving all in with king queen here. Upan is just good enough to call. And how about this? How much has this game changed?
Yeah.
Under 20 bigs, we're calling with king queen
That's what I thought.
from the small blind.
John will look down at the same.
Rather than putting ourselves at risk, I don't think I would call. I think if I'm Rabbit Chow at this stage of the tournament, I'm moving all in. We just saw you
I know,
raise
obviously
fold
you can. I mean,
3 hands ago.
Felt like I knew where you had it.
Falcon's ace 9-4, all clubs. Kevin is the king of clubs. John is the queen of clubs. Top pair for you.
But I would never do that without with like maybe exclusively. It's not like exactly I will race them at weekdays as well.
Big gulp by you. No club in his hand. Might not even be certain if his jack or is a spade or a club.
10 seconds.
Two or three?
260.
You bets 260K.
Is he going to fly direct?
Rabbit Chow just getting a tremendous price
Not
now.
direct. No, there's no direct price. Right?
Can just call
Yeah.
260K to essentially win 1.5 million or more.
Yeah, it's a hectic fucking lifestyle.
Does make the call.
I have so many stories.
And by calling here, you're now keeping in a worse club. Look at John Mooney's decision with the Queen of Clubs.
It's like big things too.
He's thinking, oh, yum, yum.
More than 1.6 million in the pot. Just 260K to him.
And obviously, you're a little worried that one of your opponents has the King of Clubs in his hand.
Does make the call.
Jonathan Little in online street style. Jay called shot.
Deuce of diamonds on the turn.
He busted Anatoly on my table.
Yeah.
So funny as well. It's like Anatoly raises and John 3-bets. And Anatoly's just like, it's like 3-bet. There's no Hollywood. He just goes, ooh, baby! 4 bets all in. And then John Little's like, no, call 10s. And then Anatoly's just like, jacks.
It's a really tough spot for you. It's called by both blinds on the flush board.
It's just like, you definitely feel worse about 10s after someone's like, ooh, baby.
Way ahead, way
That's
behind
jack.
in his mind. And how about a free river?
The river's a good one for you.
I don't think Rabbit Chow would consider bluffing. He may believe that Mooney has
10 seconds.
ace X with some sort of club, which would be very difficult to find a fold. Somehow it's a one-liner to a straight every 3. And look at this. Maybe Rabbit Chow is going to try and represent the flop flush, having that King of Clubs in his hand. Will do
He
just
is.
that.
Fires 1.3 million. John Mooney out of the way. Action on you.
Are you into grind?
And I don't love it if I'm you, but my hand is too good to fold.
I mean, something like that.
I took this line for this very reason. Bet the flop small,
But obviously, I've seen about it on Twitter. It's
safe
only
check
going
back
up
on the
this
turn,
week.
trying
Why
to
would they have
induce
beat
this
that?
sort of hand
Stones in the song.
to bet the river.
Wiley flow,
Yeah.
which is sick.
6
10 seconds.
He's getting exactly what he wanted.
Wiley calls him out saying like, you should use my name.
And like you say, if he has it, sometimes you pay the man and he folds.
Oh my goodness.
I'm bigging you up as like an elder statesman, right?
But Wiley goes crazy, and then Wiley.
The bluff gets through for Kevin Rabbitschow.
All the credit in the world to Rabbit Chow. I think that you sort of leveled himself. He is reading Rabbit Chow as having all the flushes there.
Queens for Jamie O'Connor
Oh my
in the
gosh,
big
what a cooler.
blind.
I was just about to praise Patrick Leonard. I guess I certainly still can.
Yeah, right. It's not his fault here.
He's put on a hell of a performance early on. Dialed in. Dream scenario here for
10
O'Connor.
seconds.
Might I add, this is his second 3-bet out of the big blind. 2 orbits ago
1,150,000.
on a stone squeeze with King 3 offsuit, and now we fast forward here with the goods, a premium. And Leonard is so methodical. Studying his opponent, understanding ranges so well.
10 seconds.
He may even consider folding some of the time. Maybe unlikely with 2 jacks. Certainly likely a call. If we can assign our opponent a range as narrow as ace queen, ace king. The majority of the time.
Used the time bank, granting him an additional 30 seconds to act.
You mentioned Jamie plays a ton online. No doubt Leonard and Jamie have a lot of history as well.
Another time bank used.
Really sick spot for Patrick Leonard, and he is very concerned. Rightfully so. How about
He
that?
folds the jacks.
How
That's
about
brilliant.
that? Yeah. How about
What
that?
a laydown from Patrick Leonard.
I will continue to sing his praises.
Favorite Barcelona, which is the sort of middle end of all of this. But Prague's really good in the winter. It's always a beautiful city anyway. Monte Carlo is a good
Start of the day. Patrick Leonard defended from the small blind with ace queen, no 3-bet. Here, pocket jacks, does not 3-bet. Starting to see sort of what his strategy is now that he's accumulated the chip lead at this table.
If I was going to do one, Barcelona.
Ace deuce of diamonds for Santiago.
City. It's on the
Totally fine with just a call here. No need to shove. Ace deuce suited.
Like 2,000 people sitting down and waiting for 2,000. Those kind of things. Phenomenal.
Santiago spikes the ace.
I would say so. And Poker Stars do it really well. Very slick.
Grafton saying, okay boys, I'm in position here. Hijack, I raise this pot. I have all the aces. He's going to go ahead and bet it. Don't fault him. And now Leonard sort of stuck between these two. That little look right there might even demonstrate his thought process, thinking, oh, well, Jacks is pretty good. I'm not sure I'm a believer right now on this sort of texture whenever Sam Grafton bets. Easy board for him to continue. His concern is really over here now with the big blind. And once Santiago, what we can assume would be now also completes and makes this call, sort of weighted heavily towards the ace-x suited portion of his range. Maybe could be open-ended with a hand like 7-5.
Flicks in the call.
Grafton looking to pick up a little turn equity here.
He does not.
He knows that he is completely screwed. Can't fathom him trying to bet again. The action is actually on Patrick Leonard over in the small blind, still weighing his options. Not on this man right here.
He does check over to Santiago.
Okay, and this is actually Patrick Leonard, who just checked. All right, now we're okay.
No, Santiago checked.
All right, here we go. We're going to get back over here to Squid, where we started.
I only took it when I was in my 40s, so but you want to Vancouver whistling.
Who checked?
I mean, it's very popular even around Toronto. Like, you just have to
3 of diamonds on the river, a straight for Santiago.
Once you've done it, you will.
Okay, again, this is Grafton, not on him. There we go. It's on this man, Mr. Leonard, with the jacks. One liner now to a straight. This whole board has Santiago written all over it. For the times that Grafton could have a 7, we're never folding if we're Santiago, right? It might be best to just simply check again here and bluff catch. If we are betting for value, it would have to be up against, you know, ace-jack, ace-queen, something like that, which is what we're giving Grafton credit for. But I don't think he would be checking those hands twice on the turn. I would be a little bit suspect of betting in this spot and getting bluffed or betting into a 7.
Sizable bet, almost 1.8 million.
Patrick Leonard just doesn't really beat anything. What could Santiago have there that would be a bluff?
15 seconds.
So surprised he's studying the situation this long. Clearly does not like to fold, but I can't find a hand.
5. Fold.
Does throw the jacks away. Nice pickup for
I think
Santiago.
what may have confused Leonard there was the bet in general. It's a 7, right? In his mind, there's no way he'd bet some sort of deuce. He knows it drives me nuts.
To nag you. All of it from Hossein Ensan,
It just
the champ.
does the same effect.
And Patrick Leonard with ace-king on the button.
And you have 100% conversion rate.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the show, says Hossein Ensan.
8 and bet.
Arms up, around the head. He knows he can't lose. Don't even worry about that jack being dead in Sam Grafton's hand, Jeff. He's going to find a way.
I'm spoiled because I can just tell people the city I'm from. They know it.
It's almost 3 million.
Raise Solomon.
All of it from Patrick Leonard.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
What do you have?
Showdown, guys.
It's not good.
Jack of spades as well.
Hossein just knows.
Very nice.
Spades are live as well. Queen 10 is live.
Slowly.
Fascinating.
Let's go. Let's see Hossein Ensan. Wait, this is live poker fans. You're in his world now. Everyone's rooting for him. The nation
9,
roots.
10 queen.
The
Slowly,
nation
please.
stands the entire.
Wants the sweat. 10 in the window.
It's not bad.
Comes 10-7-3.
Even in 8, you're
It's
always
Ensan
lying
all in and at risk.
No matter what.
You know, you're,
Can't be dead.
you know,
I always
Needing
have
to find a
sweat.
jack.
you see a 10 and you're just like,
You're
Does have the
7s,
backdoor
because
straight
you're
draw.
conversion. Hey, more outs.
Turn card is an
You have
ace.
more outs.
So now actually he has 4 outs versus 3. Needs to find a queen. Can the champ stay alive?
Yes.
The answer is no. 3 of diamonds on the river. That'll do it for our reigning defending World Series of Poker main event champion Hossein Ensan. A class act. Out in 53rd, and he'll take home $25,000.
You know, it's hard to follow up winning the World Series of Poker main event title with continual runs afterwards, and Hossein Ensan has done just that.
GG, boss.
No, my friend.
So I'm getting bashed. I'm playing every hand, and every hand I'm losing chips. You need to teach me, JD. How do you do it? No, I mean, they don't get to walk
My
out. I
friend
battle.
is
I
massive
fight.
flat screen TV.
yeah.
HD.
Oh, mate, he's just a crusher. He's making hero fold, hero calls. I called his exact hand on the stream, though. I'm happy. I can leave the day knowing, just knowing that I got him. I'm gonna get to bluff him on stream, and somehow he rivers a boat. So brutal, JD. So brutal.
Ace 9 for Santiago opens in the cutoff. Kevin with
He's
king
the
queen of
patron saint
clubs.
of the poker
Button.
millions. He's been anointed.
Got about 16 bigs.
You go.
You got to stuff it.
Raise Solomon.
It's not all in.
Sorry.
3.3.
I think it is all in.
Am I correct?
Yeah, for-
75.
Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm all in.
I was thinking. I mean, what?
What I meant.
It's all of it.
It's all
So how much is it?
It wasn't intended to be all in, but as it turns out, that's why.
Meant to put most of it in. Ended up putting all of it in.
And I know that Rabbit Chow thought maybe he had couple chips behind. I still don't know the intent of putting in everything except for maybe one chip. I guess if it goes all in and 6 spots behind you, you could consider folding. But let's face it, with this hand, king, queen suited, never folding. And how about ace nine? Just making a correct call. You don't love it.
There it is.
But he felt like ace high was the best hand.
Oh, look at this.
He had
It's
some
so
other
nice
aces
that-
dominated, whether it was ace 8 through ace deuce suited.
It's like shaking hands before, patting the back. Oh, may the best man win.
The handshake
Really
is full
tough. By the way,
right
obviously
now.
this is an ugly hand. Like this has to win. I don't know who has it. I'm neutral, but like, come on, this beautiful little beauty against this junkie.
Grafton says it's going to be the king, queen of
Punish
clubs.
that
Ravachau all in and at
Punish that. There we
risk.
go.
Flops 1 club.
Definitely, it's coming. King, queen of clubs can't lose here, surely.
Santiago's still ahead. For now, Kevin looking for a king or a queen.
There we
It's
go.
the deuce of clubs on the turn. So now Kevin looking for a king, a queen, or a club. 15 outs. Can he find one of them to stay alive? He cannot. It's the 4 on the river, the straight for Santiago.
Yeah, of course.
That'll do it for Kevin Ravachau.
That's fine. Good luck.
Yeah,
He'll take home
and they all look like
$25,000.
this.
There it is. How about more than 18 million in chips? Quite the start to the day for Patrick Leonard. All right, when we come back, Brent, how about a new feature table?
All right, hit me,
How
Jeff.
about Party Poker Team Pros Jeff Gross and Ludovic Geilich
The Flow Show.
and Ludo
Luda.
at Ludo at the same table, and our defending champion. How about Ioannis Angelou-Konstas?
How about
when we
that?
come back, Party Poker Live, Millions UK. Jeff and Benjamin heads up, 9-8-3, good flop for those 10s, 1 spade in there.
How shall we proceed?
Check.
Certainly don't mind it. Chalot looks like he has exactly what he's holding, some sort of medium pair. Jeff with the backdoor nut flush draw. I don't know if he's done with it, if we can assume that Benjamin is in fact going to bet here. Let's take a look at whatever sizing he comes with. Jeff is a little shallow, less than 5 million behind.
That is 500K.
Getting a fine priced appeal, and there is a world in which Benjamin should be bluffing with hands like king, queen, queen, jack, king, jack suited, which he also would have flatted pre.
10 seconds.
Check fold. Back to our Party Poker Millions online champ, Benjamin Chalot.
Chalot resides in Budapest, born in France. You mentioned that massive online score for $2.2 million. He only has $153,000 in live earnings. Well, now he's got a bankroll for it, so we can expect to see a lot more of Benjamin Chalot going forward.
Can expect to see some resistance from Jean-Pascal. How about that? The Ace-Jack of Hearts and the French names. You like it?
Yeah, you're really dialed in yourself, huh?
Yeah, really locked in today.
Any other sweaters or clothing apparel you want to try and
Not at the moment.
make
but
someone feel guilty about, or
the
no?
level is young. I wasn't trying.
Any kind words for Jeff Gross?
Yeah, I like Jeff Gross. He's a
like
content creator.
Yeah, I like 7-3 suited here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and peel.
.46 players remain. Party Poker Live Millions UK main event, 844 Rainbow. Jean-Pascal's ace high is best.
There's Benjamin Chalot. And mentioned that massive online score. He's now, one of his goals is to start battling in 100Ks alongside
Whoa.
the best, like Stephen Chidwick as an example.
That Party Poker Millions event, 10K buy-in, $20 million guaranteed. They eclipse that guarantee. 7 of hearts rolls off on the turn. 7's now for Gross. Flush draw for Jean-Pascal. Second richest online poker tournament in history.
Seconds. 500.
Jeff Gross firing 500K.
I like this bet by Jeff. Should have all the fours. Could certainly have a straight. Any 8, any 7 makes sense. Jean-Pascal, I don't really. I think I just like calling here best.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He does river the flush, but it's forceful of 7s for Jeff Gross.
Yeah, well, yeah.
See if Jeff can got some value here.
With almost 3 million in the middle, he'll check.
I think we really should be betting if we're Jeff. Looks like our opponent should have a variety of flush draws. Unlikely to have a 4 now. Pascal wondering if he should value bet this flush. Doesn't really make sense. Wondering if Jeff may check any 7, any 8.
Check.
He'll go check, check.
Sounds good.
There's a pot for Jeff Gross, Party Poker Team Pro. Speaking of Party Poker, Rob Young, Party Poker partner, owner of Dusk Till Dawn, just announced a new stop, Brent, on the Party Poker Live.
Is that right? Where's
Millions
it at?
Tour. Cyprus.
Wow.
Yeah, Cyprus in May. How about that? The main event. More than $50,000 for the wildlife that's been devastated by those fires. Also on Kale's Twitter page at ROFL Shove. He's got the link as well. Thought certainly with Australia. You know, the Aussie Millions are going on right now.
How about this? Limping
The
in now with 2
Australian Poker
aces
Open
from the hijack.
Yep. Our defending champion. Folds around to Ludo in the big blind with 3s.
This is sort of an interesting spot. You're already short. You're wondering what Ioannis would be limping with from the hijack.
Sorry?
Does he see through it? Does he feel like he's being trapped? How often is this guy limping that late in position? Nice check.
Yeah,
by
good check.
Ludo. Certainly thinks that something is happening, something's up. Or was that a time extension, Jeff?
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was.
I
It
thought
was
he
a time
pushed
extension.
his chips forward.
I just need to fold.
He's going to push a lot more chips forward, as will Ioannis, who snaps with the aces and is in pretty good shape to double up.
Oops.
Ludovic Geilich needs to spike a 3. Ace in the window, ace king 4. Backdoor straight draw, easy, right?
Never a doubt.
8 on the turn. The double up for our defending champion, Ioannis Angelou-Konstas, who played day 1 and 2 online.
I don't fault Ludo there for shoving.
Yeah.
How often is our guy limping with something that he's trapping with in late position and stack those chips? Jeff Gross back on his phone. The guy just can't leave it alone, huh?
He's got 19 different accounts. Got the YouTube page, the Instagram page. I mean, content creation. There's 1.2 million. There's the shove. The glance back at the cards and the call. Jean-Pascal Savard all in and at risk. Need to find an ace or a queen or running cards to make a straight. Peter Chen in good shape to add to an already massive chip stack. Turn card is the 8, no help to Jean-Pascal. Can he find an ace or a queen to stay alive? He cannot. A good run by the Party Poker Live Millions North America champ.
Yeah, and I think just an unavoidable spot, really. The hand was too strong to give up pre. I give him credit for not just simply stuffing it on all in pre-flop, which is probably what I would have done. Hard to have a pair in a blind-on-blind situation.
Yep,
there we go, all of it.
Andreas will make the call, and he'll be all in at risk.
Avkom mot 4-4.
Got a rail over there, huh? Full rail.
Andreas with some fans on the rail. They'll be rooting for an ace or a king to get their guy up to more than 10 million in chips.
Large bottle of water. Small blind. No ice.
Up comes Queen Jack 5, opens up a couple more outs for Andreas.
Like an ice coffee.
Now needs an ace, king, or 10.
So much suspense.
Yeah, that was a lot.
We build the suspense, the 10 on the turn, to the delight
You can cheer,
of Viborg's rail.
Sorry about my friends.
No apology necessary.
Oh,
for
come
just
on,
pure
it's what it's all
excitement.
about, baby, yeah.
That's what they should do online, I think.
Ludo's trying to piece it together. I think he understands that Ioannis from the hijack probably is strong, and there it is. He knows he's going to get called, or assumes he is.
4.75.
The all-in for more than 5 million. Ioannis does indeed make the call with the ace-queen. And here comes Ludo.
Welcome back, Ludo.
Trying to see the bright side.
It's in terrific shape to double up.
Nei. Jeg åpnet da, vet ikke. Jeg åpnet ikke kål, jam, forlag.
Here we go, almost 11.5 million in the middle.
Nei, 42, 9.
Comes Jack 8-7, 2 clubs, couple backdoor draws for Ioannis.
Something, so I get something.
7 of diamonds on the turn,
Yes, or a time.
and another 7 on the river. 7's full of aces for Ludo.
You can get something, you know. Doing it the other way around.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like making suggestions.
Ludovic Gajlek, the Party Poker Team Pro out of Scotland, has spun it up from 1 million to more than 11 million.
Ludo!
It's Ludo.
I can't believe he beat Ioannis wearing that flannel. I didn't think we'd see him lose a pot this entire time. Carnage between these two players over the course of the last day or two for him to consider jamming there. Ioannis does not look to be getting out of line, and here we go, action.
King 8-6 with 2 diamonds. Top pair, top kicker for Ioannis. Nut flush draw for Peter. 2.65 million in the middle. Ioannis with 6 million behind. Ioannis fires 700K.
Now we put it all in, Peter.
10 seconds. 5.
All in.
All of it from Peter. The call from Ioannis, our defending champ, all in and at risk, but is ahead with his kings against Peter's flush draw. Peter looking for a diamond or backdoor cards to make a straight. Turn card. It's the 3 of diamonds, and just like that, that does it for Ioannis. A valiant effort to try to defend his title. Ioannis Angelou-Konstas out in 38.
You know, it's hard to imagine, Jeff, if Peter opened there and Ioannis jammed for over 7 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if Peter calls with ace-jack suited. That hand could have played out entirely different.
That Peter Chen is our overall chip leader in this tournament.
Oh, he has to be, right? I mean, more than 100 bigs. Only 36 players remaining.
Jeff Gross, Queen 10 on the button.
Oh, yeah, that is 2 Broadway cards. Grip and rip, unlikely that the blinds wake up. There it is.
All of it.
Didn't pass on this one, did he?
No, sir. Oscar with King Jack in the small blind.
It's tough for Jeff. I think this is likely a call. The last time he shoved 2 6s, will he do the same here with King Jack? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Chalot is even shorter than he was last time. King Jack for Oscar. Jeff Gross with Queen 10 and his tournament life on the line.
No one had anything?
I have just the offset.
All right. It's an exciting one. There we go. King Jack, holy shit, man. God, that hurts. He was right. It hurts. He's right. It just plays perfect. Got me pipped.
Straight together.
Flop comes ace-7-3 rainbow. No help to either player.
Chop, chop.
Backdoor straight draw for Jeff, but for now he needs a queen or a 10.
Broadway.
It's a 7 on a turn.
Fake get up. I don't usually get up.
Can Jeff Gross find a queen or a 10
10,
to stay alive?
Show 'em.
He cannot. It's an 8 of hearts on the river. That's it for Jeff Gross, out in 36th, taking home a cool $30,000.
That'll do it for the content creator, JG.
Anton with 7s on the button. Jack Hardcastle with the ace-king in the big blind.
Oh, yeah.
Your guy.
Yep. What do you say, Jack? How much? If you're going to squeeze, let's size it up. Let's get these guys a price. Everybody's deep.
3.8.
Love it. Perfect size.
Does indeed size it up. Makes it 3.8 million. Romero out of the way. Action on Anton Suarez on the button.
Like 14.
This is your kind of player, huh, Jeff? Very dapper. He's got the button-up shirt.
Yeah.
No doubt a pair of loafers on. Nice squeeze.
Anton does lay it down. Well done, Jack Hardcastle. Yeah, here it comes for all of Florian's stack.
You notice Alex counted out 7.7 million as opponent only
quick
had
call.
6.1. There it is.
Florian will see the bad news, and that'll do it for him.
No, I mean it's all amazing.
Yes.
Look at the show.
Florian Lonert, we'll see him later. Out in 34th. Six of spades. Makes it 800K. Aces for Jack Hardcastle in the cutoff.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Jack Hardcastle. Went to college for mathematics and quickly dropped out after a couple of months because, let's face it, Jeff, math is hard, Castle.
Oh. Yeah, very good at the end.
2,300,000.
Makes it 2.3 million.
How much do you have total?
I believe about 16.
Jack happy to answer that question.
Well, Sam really just wants to take a flop. He's getting a pretty
Right.
good price. Raises only to 2.3. I wouldn't fault him for calling another 1.5 here. Deep enough. I'm sure he feels quite comfortable against his opponent at this table. Grafton and James Romero have the most amount of experience by far.
Grafton does make the call. And flops an open-ended straight draw with a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, a little more money certainly going to be added to this pot.
5.4 million in the middle already.
That is a big bet. 3.4 million. Could this get Grafton in trouble? I would prefer just to call 3.4 million. Yes, maybe a check raise. We fold out ace queen, ace king. That's it. Everything else, we are getting snapped. Would hate to be up against the nut flush draw in this spot. Oh boy, and he did stuff.
All of it from Sam Grafton. Jack makes the call. One of the biggest pots of the tournament, more than 32 million in the middle. Sam Grafton, the open-ended straight draw against Jack Hardcastle's aces. Grafton also with the backdoor flush draw. Turn card is the 3 of clubs, and Jack does have the ace of clubs. Get to the river quick, and it's the ace of spades. They'll count it down. It looks like Sam might have a touch left. March will feature the first ever Million Super High Roller Series.
Wow.
That in partnership with Triton Poker and with Poker Go. That'll take place in Sochi. Nicholas shoves here. Wei Ji just calls in the cutoff with kings.
Look.
Michael looks down at ace-9 on the button.
This is very sneaky by Wei Ji.
No?
Yeah, spade blocker too.
Robert comes along in the big blind with the 9-3 of hearts.
Look.
So Nicholas Romanello all in and at risk again.
And you? Say good luck. Yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Demanded the good luck wishes all the way around. Not sure if the breaking of glass is a great sign. Robert flops a gut shot. Wei Ji's kings are still best. Checks back. 7 on the turn to open up a couple outs for Nicholas.
Jeff, I think we may need to remind Wei Ji he has 2 kings here. There we are.
There we go.
Nicholas probably feels like he has the best hand.
He'll show the 7s. He'll see the kings.
Oh yeah.
So Nicholas all in and at risk. Needs to find an ace or a 7 on the river or his day is done. River card is the 10 of spades.
Good luck, everyone.
The sole remaining Romanello has been eliminated. Quite a run for the brothers.
That's it. Taken to the cleaners. All 3 of them.
Anthony, Nicholas, and Roberto.
Incoming.
All of it. Jack with a king in the big blind. The shove is for just less than 10 bigs.
It is. And you know, if Jack doesn't think that Michael is shoving accordingly or correctly based on theory, then maybe we just elect to fold the king 4. We'll see. This is, it's pretty close. Can certainly have the best hand from time to time, be a small favorite. Obviously here, just a small dog. Don't blame him for
We'll
the
make
call.
the call. We'll show the king 4. Slightly behind. Michael's ace 3. Michael the one all in and at risk with 20 players left in the Party Poker Live Millions UK main event.
Ooh.
Oh, and just flops trips. That's one way to do it. Backdoor straight draw lingers for Jack. 6 on the turn and a 5 on the river.
Don't do it that way. Oh, Jack, what have you done?
The backdoor straight draw comes home for Jack Hardcastle.
And that is dirty. What a way to go if you're Michael.
He'll defend. King 6-4, 2 hearts. Jack has the ace of hearts. Maria fires. 1.6 million. Jack check calls. Nine of hearts on the turn. Maria's hand still best. Jack has that ace-high flush draw.
Jack has a great hand to do exactly this, to consider leading. You wonder if he made a flush, if he would take this line. I have to believe that the answer some of the time is in fact yes.
Yeah, I think so too, with him.
10 seconds.
Maria makes the call.
What can Maria remove perhaps from his range? Would he ever take this line with a king?
As he rivers the nuts. Or the ace-high flush, I guess 5-7 hearts is the nuts. $17 million in the pot. Looks like 10 million.
And it's this unorthodox line that Jack has chosen that has Maria curious. Check call flop, Jack led the 9 of hearts on the turn. And obviously now betting what we can see to be the ace-high flush on the river for 10 million. Nothing but a bluff catcher for Maria, no heart in her hand.
Lays it down. Jack Hardcastle up to more than 45 million. So Maria whispers something to James Romero.
Yeah.
Maria on top of the leaderboard, 59.8 million. James defends, swaps the gut shot on the 8-6 deuce. Robert's gonna fire here, bet 2.4 million.
And with just king 7, not a great deal of showdown value. Better off just continuing, trying to represent that you may have a piece of that board. Romero has a fun hand, obviously 2 overs with the gut shot straight draw. He may like to check raise. Just appeal, float with the nut draw.
10 ball on the turn. Top pair for James. Gut shot for Robert. Robert's going to come after it again.
Sort of surprised with this street. Robert for 6 million. Really trying to tell a story. Has a 7 in his hand, obviously. We block a straight. King of spades in his hand as well. It could be relevant on a variety of rivers. Does not like to see this.
James calls again. All of a sudden, more than 21 million chips in this pot.
He blocks the 9-7 combo that Robert could have. It's just a very lengthy check, perhaps trying to get the showdown. Now it's his turn to go through the time banks. Well, this would be heroic if he just shoved.
20 million behind.
14 million?
He's going to bet a significant portion of it. Bets 14 million on the stone cold bluff. Trying to get a massive bluff through.
Call. Showdown 3.
He does make the call,
Good call.
and a good call at that. James Romero shoots up to more than 60 million in chips, and it's Robert Idorn down to 6 million. Comes Queen 9-7, one club. Jack out flops Maria.
Interesting to see that Maria does have a flatting range with ace-king suited out of the small blind. I would have preferred to have seen a larger 3-bet out of the small blind. Something on the 4 and 5x range. Perhaps her strategy is simply to just keep pots as small as she can.
What's Robert texting to his friends? Bluffed it off.
Bluffed it off again, boys.
Gotta have heart in these.
Nice little value bet here by Jack.
For 1.8 million.
We just have nothing but top no pair bluff catcher for Maria. I'm not saying we should ever fold. But what is our plan on most rivers? Check call again, hope it goes check check, show down the winner.
6 spades. You aren't beating too much by this point.
Yeah, obviously the heart comes on the turn. Maybe we think we still have the nut flush draw blocked. Or excuse me, not blocked, notched. There's the bad
Jack
news.
happy to check back the 7. Comes 10-10-9. James is checked.
Okay, it's on Jack. It's on the button. Get there. Looks like Jack has already
Jack
bet.
fired, 1.5 million.
Okay, James is called. Oh, Jack.
Turns a 7.
How do you do it? Now all of a sudden we have showdown value. This should change everything for us. Never getting a 9 to fold, certainly not a 10. Unlikely we're up against Queen Jack when we have one in our hand.
5 on the river. Jack's hand is best.
Now we might be able to pick off a bluff here if James elects to bet just king high.
Oh, how about all of it?
Whoa. Wow. Well, we've come this far.
We'll check call the 4 million chip bet. Turn brings another 5. 23.7 million in this pot.
Critical turn play now here for Jack. Do we pull the trigger? Even if we were up against 8s or 9s, we could apply a ton of pressure.
Goes check, check on the turn. Another 5 on the river. Weiji is going to have to fire if he wants a chance at this one.
I think he has to, right, with just 9 high. Considering Jack check behind on the turn, I would love a check back if he had aces or kings. Ace king, I think I would have liked another straight. Let's see if Jack picks this off.
Bet is 9 million. Can Jack find the call with ace high?
The feeling that Jack has right now is exactly the sort of feeling he needed to employ against his opponent on the turn. Now Weiji sit back, sigh, and throw his hand into the muck. Will Mr. Hardcastle be our hero this afternoon? I should say evening. Awfully late.
Certainly late in Nottingham. Another time bank, another 30 seconds granted.
Obviously he has the 9-8 beat. What about ace X of clubs? That felt obligated to turn its hand into a bluff. It certainly would be.
Let's get a water as well. Small water.
The nut no pair. Biggest tournament decision for his life. I shouldn't say for his life. For this event, for Jack.
Grimace. Another time bank. Lays it down.
Oh my.
Oh, Weiji showed him the bluff. Says game on.
Wow.
I think Maria's gonna look him up with queens. Peter Chen in bad shape. He'll need to get lucky, or he'll be out in 14th. See a 7 in the window. Comes ace 5-7 with 2 clubs. Peter has the 6 of clubs, so a couple backdoor draws for him.
Plenty
but for
of
now,
outs.
needs a 6. It's the jack of spades. Not one of those draws. Peter down to 2 outs to stay alive. Looking for a 6. Does not find it on the river. Peter Chen, our friend, will say his goodbyes.
Oh, so long, pal. Pleasure, Peter.
Here's the showdown. Robert Idorn, all in and at risk. Turn card, it's another 3. Robert drawing to a 10 and a 10 only to stay alive. It's not there on the river. Here we go. The board reads 10, 5, 9, 6. It's Jamie O'Connor check calling on the turn against Christian Rudolph. The river is another 5, so 10, 5, 9, 6, 5. Another check from Jamie. This is Christian Rudolph in the hoodie and the hat. On the button again, 10-5, 9-6-5 rainbow board. The bet from Christian, 7 million. Action on Jamie O'Connor. He's got his time banks all ready to go.
Yeah, just gonna use 2 of them right there. Look at the wall of cocktails.
Yeah, they
back
are
there.
lined
My
up.
Goodness, someone's on the sauce, and I respect that.
It's Frederick,
yeah,
of course.
It's Frederick, yeah.
This is which one do I go for? How about number 2?
Yeah. What is it? Is it a? Oh wait, he's double fisting.
Oh my! What a legend. Our favorite Swede, as we've called him the entire week. Jamie check called the turn. And it looks like he's check calling the river. Christian Rudolph shows ace-10. And Jamie O'Connor's cards will go into the muck. Nice pot for Christian Rudolph. Here's John Mooney with queens, and Maria calls with the king jack. John Mooney in pretty good shape to double up here.
All right, Mooney.
Sorry,
right before the end of the night.
No, don't do that. Sweet.
Can Mooney's queens hold? So far the answer is yes. Backdoor straight draw for Maria, along with a backdoor flush draw, but for now needs a king. Doesn't come on the turn. Maria will need to spike a king to eliminate John Mooney. The river is the 8 of diamonds. There's the double.
Doubled up to 8.
Are we sure it's on Rudolph?
Rudolph checked.
Okay.
Suarez bets 2.5 million. There's the check raise from Jamie O'Connor to 7 million. Rudolph out of the way. Suarez going to make the call. Pretty big pot to end the evening. Turn card. 7 of diamonds, so 3-5, 3-7. 2 diamonds now on the board. O'Connor first to act.
O'Connor repping a 3. Maybe he could have a 5, but unlikely that he'd be check raising, although I don't mind it. 6-4 makes a straight. Incoming.
Counting out chips. A decent amount of them. It's 12 million on the turn. On the last hand of the day. Looks like Suarez has about 40 million or so. We'll use a time bank, granting him an additional 30 seconds to act. O'Connor check raised on the flop. Firing here on the turn. There's the fold.
Good bluff.
Says good bluff. He's going to show.
Oh, that is a bluff.
The 8-6 of clubs. That's a bluff indeed.
He's open-ended,
Did
Jeff.
turn the
So I
open-ender.
bluff.
The semi-bluff. Nice pot to end the night for Jamie O'Connor, who will put 73.5 million chips in the bag. That's not good enough for the chip lead. That stack on top of this leaderboard is James Romero with almost 78 million. YG Zhang, 71.7 million. So again, it's Romero taking the chip lead into our final night. Jamie O'Connor in second. We will see you tomorrow